just joining us now on the spot this morning, is our safety officer. Yes, I was to allow you to run the interview, so she had all the nomenclature. So.
All right, we have with us this morning, we have Felix Ore. He is a disaster management officer, Nigeria Red Cross Society, Delta State branch. Yes, so I like the fact that whenever you see them, you're seeing them. There's nothing, no introduction needed. Red Cross every time. They're adorned in their
that is the identity, because it spots them out. They understand, because when you follow through the history of Red Cross, they are there to serve humanity. They understand, so it spots them out. They don't need to identify themselves. Once you see them put on their toga, you know that yes, this is somebody who is ready to serve. In whatever capacity. So red
cross.
Are you a red cross?
Cross. Look at you, don't know. You're not informed.
Okay, I think I have to know the badge.
It's a clear. It's a clarion call to serve humanity, and everybody is part of that clarion call.
Yes.
And DBS as an institution has been very instrumental to our dissemination of humanitarian principles and for state knowledge. And she was one of our most active students during the last for state training.
Okay, that's correct.
That was conducted by
the
Red Cross, coordinated by management of DBS.
I think if we drew my attention to that, okay, so don't worry, we have conscripted you already
to the system. And I like it. So when you look at Mr. Felix, you see the way his face is shining. You want to volunteer to become a Red Crosser.
That is it.
As a volunteer, you must have a cheerful face. You must look good, because your physical appearance will tell what the casualty sees.
No,
psychologically.
it's not that one. The fact that there's oil on your head and on your face, that's something. You understand?
When you do a good job, just like Officer is doing, you enjoy your job, and the blessings naturally come
trickle down to you.
So service to humanity, it's number one.
That's
it's like service to God. And God sees what you're doing.
He does.
So it's a good one to serve. And we like to call on people to also do same. And we must commend Officer Paul. Tireless,
dogged. Officer.
Always there.
Always one man that's there, tireless. I'm going to ask you, what time do you have for yourself?
There's always time for yourself.
Are you sure?
There's always time. Sometimes when you see us, you think we don't have time for our families. We think we don't have time for ourselves. It's a volunteering thing. So you volunteer your free space, your free time, and then your resources and your technicalities. It's either you are there physically or you are there to support with your technicalities or with your resources. Those of us, we call it the 3 T's: your time, your treasures, and then your talent. These are the things you use in service to humanity.
Okay, I think that if you need more lecture about what they do, maybe you contact him or Google it for yourself. But today we're going to talk about something very important, especially at this time of the year, and what's happening in the country, the economy, everything. Just Sunday. On Sunday, it was celebrated world over as the World Health Day. And so health, they say, is wealth, and it's pertinent that we know how to handle some issues as they come, because sometimes, sadly, they could be unavoidable. Sometimes they're natural occurrence. So today we're going to be talking about heart attack and cardiac arrest. I say "and" because sometimes we often think that heart attack is the same as cardiac arrest. But with the little training, or not little, the trainings we've had with the Red Cross, they were able to tell us that no, they are not the same. And so we thought it wise to actually invite him so that we can hear from the horse's mouth. So talk to us about heart attack and cardiac arrest. Are there difference between them? If there are, what are the difference?
Okay, thank you very much, Ife. When we talk about heart attack, most times both of them are linked together because one leads to the other.
Oh.
Like for instance, heart attack will lead to cardiac arrest.
Okay.
So most times people even use the word heart attack more. Say he died of heart attack. The doctor said he died of heart attack. He was having heart attack for a long time. Most people don't use the word cardiac arrest. And you find out that this cardiac arrest, the terminology, the term cardiac arrest is mostly used most time by medical practitioners or those who are a little bit advanced in nature. The popular one is heart attack. So actually, one leads to one. Heart attack leads to cardiac arrest. And when we talk about heart attack, we are looking at a medical condition. It's a medical condition that is caused as a result of narrowing in the coronary artery. The coronary artery is that artery that supplies blood from the heart to the brain. Because the brain itself, that moves blood back to the heart. Because the heart itself depends on blood to survive. So when we talk about the narrowing of the artery, you see that the arteries are narrowed, and then the person begin to feel a sharp pain in the chest. The person begin to feel sharp pain. For instance, when we say the coronary arteries are narrowed, if you go out today, you see drainages everywhere. And then you see that most of these drainages are blocked severely. So when it rains like it rained last night, when water wants to flow, the water finds it difficult to flow. And then at the end, you see that there is this pressure because the drainages have been narrowed. The drainage has been narrowed by waste, debris, and all that is thrown into it. The same thing happens to the coronary artery. The coronary artery has become narrowed either by blood clot or by fatty tissues. So you find out that the blood that was supposed to flow easily through these arteries is now finding it difficult to flow, to circulate up to the heart. And then when you find it difficult, you find out that just like you have that pressure at the end of the drainage, you also have the pressure on the coronary artery. And then the person when the pressure comes, it will look as if the casualty is feeling a sharp pain in the chest, as if they are piercing the heart with a needle or a nail, one that is feeling something being used to prick the heart. And then you see the pain radiating from the chest. It goes up to the shoulders. It goes up to the side of the jaw. That pain is what is known as angina pectoris. Let's leave the big term, but let's focus on the signs and symptoms.
Exactly.
You see that the person begin to feel pain at the chest. You see this universal sign of distress, the casualty clenching to the chest, holding the chest. It tells you that the heart is in distress. The casualty is in distress. The pain is radiating from the chest up to the shoulders, down to the side of the jaw. The person is feeling tightening in the heart. The person is finding it difficult to breathe. You see the casualty sweating on the forehead, profuse sweating on the forehead. The casualty becomes weak, and there will be what we call irregular pulse. There will be irregular pulse rate. Instead of the pulse beating, boom, 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 boom. You may be seeing a cut in the pulse rate, back, or the pulse will become weak due to that heart not getting enough blood. Remember that when the coronary artery is narrowed, the blood that is supposed to go back to the heart for the heart to survive now becomes limited. it now becomes limited, it now reduces. And then at a point, a particular part of the heart will no longer be able to get blood because there is now reduction of blood supply to the heart. Where a large part of the heart no longer gets blood, the heart will now do what? It will now pack up. The heart will now pack up. It is at that stage when the heart packs up that the casualty goes into a state of cardiac arrest. That stage where the heart now stops functioning as a result of a large part of it not getting blood supply, the casualty goes into the state of cardiac arrest. And that is the state, first stage wise, that people goes through, where the heart no longer function. Now, if you liken it to what happens in our society, the police will declare somebody wanted, or the government will declare a particular character wanted, and then law enforcement agencies will be after the person, will be after that person, and then the person will be moving from one point to another, running, so probably still committing crime. At the end of the day, once the person is caught, once the person is in police custody or law enforcement agency's custody, they tell you that the person is what? Arrested. What it means is that that person can no longer move. That person can no longer commit those offenses that he has been committing against the state. That person is now in one place. Everybody can now go and sleep. The person is now in one place, no longer moving. That is what it means when they say cardiac arrest. It means that the heart no longer beats. The heart no longer moves. Because naturally the heart beats. The heart beats between 60 to 90 times in a minute for an adult. And then where this occur, when the cardiac arrest then occur, the heart no longer beats. And at that point, there is a strong emergency. There is a
but I thought that when someone's heart is no longer working, that automatically means death.
No. Where as first aiders, you do not have the right to confirm anybody dead. The confirmation of anyone dead is done by medical practitioners and the medical doctors. It is the sole responsibility of a medical doctor to confirm any casualty or patient dead. As for us first aiders, we can only say, for instance, Dr. John confirmed the casualty dead at 2 p.m. We are only referring to Dr. John. A casualty cannot be dead in the hand of a first aider. It is only a doctor, a medical doctor, that can confirm that.
Okay, so what are the causes now of heart attack that penultimately leads to cardiac arrest? Because I'm aware one thing has to do with age. I don't know how true that is. And another thing has to do with if the person is hypertensive, because there was a particular case of a man, who had issues and was being chased after. And he managed to escape to safety. You understand? And the people came after him. And while he was trying to make his explanations, the next thing was that he slumped. And so people say he had cardiac arrest. I don't know if that is a proper hypothesis as one of the causes to it.
Now, when we look at heart attack, we look at the basic causes. Now, heart attack first and foremost can occur. Cardiac arrest can occur to all ages. To all ages, whether an infant or a child or an adult, male, female, cardiac arrest can occur to anyone. Now, it does not have age limit or restriction. Then what are the causes for stage-wise? Now you find out that, like we said, the coronary artery is narrowed by fatty tissues. You find out that most times people, especially for adults, we hardly do exercise. We hardly take exercise. We come out from our bedroom. We stepped into the car. We drove straight to our workplace. We got to our workplace. We step into the AC. We are there. It's time for lunch. We go for lunch. We step out to get home. We don't do any exercise. There is no movement. There is no strolling. No other sporting activities that is carried out. Those fatty tissues that are taken in, some of them remain within the body system. And then we are used to not taking vegetables nor fruits. We are used to not taking vegetables nor fruit, and some of these things help to break down whatever we take in, help to break down this stuff that form blockage in the arteries and in the system. We do not take fruit. We do not take vegetables. For instance, you see us when they take us we'll go for buffet, we'll go to eat, we load our plate with all things, all of them. We are taking everything, carbohydrate, everything, fatty food, baked beans, turkey wings, fried, just name it, we load our plate. Before we know what is happening, there's no longer space for fruits, there's no longer space for vegetable. And most of us will find it difficult, like I said before, find it difficult to do exercise. We don't do any form of exercise, no walk, nothing, and then we'll just continue day in and out, just like that. It's a continuous routine. It's more or less a triangle stuff. You move from your house to workplace, from workplace to church or the mosque, and then probably for the ladies to the market, and then return back to the house. And then these days you find out that for the men it's even worse. It's even worse for the men. The men, we don't do anything at home. Just to pick a remote here, you call the child. Okay, Chukudi, come and help me pick the remote. The person brings the remote. He says, change the TV station. No form of exercise. They put water in the bathroom for you to. In fact, the last point is they almost beat us now. So we don't do any form of exercise.
But the men do exercise now, especially in the other room.
That one is a different exercise. It's a different
press up.
Is that that exercise is for different purpose.
It's an exercise.
That one is press up.
And in fact, these days, how many men has the opportunity or the libido to do enough exercise?
No.
To do enough exercise, looking at the economic pressure and all that, they are thinking of money. The heat wave and all that. You find that even the libido is dropping these days. Before you do one press up, you are out of the other room.
So, but when you were talking, you mentioned that arrest. I mean, what the other one? Heart attack and cardiac arrest doesn't have age limit. Yeah. And I was taken aback because before now, prior to this conversation, I learned that heart attack can come up or cardiac arrest. Stress can cause it when you're thinking, because I know somebody who died of, they said it was cardiac arrest because he was in debt. He was owing everywhere. So some people would think that, or some people said that it's caused by when your blood pressure is high, or when you're overthinking, or when you're stressed mentally, physically,
yes,
and otherwise.
Emotionally
as well. But then you also mentioned that there is no age limit. Yeah. That a child, I'm wondering, what is a child thinking about? Why would a child have a heart attack?
It's thinking of PS.
No.
Thinking of.
It may be caused by other medical issues. It may not just be restricted to thinking or emotional reaction or fatty food. Just imagine a child that is born right now. Immediately the child gets to life, they are taking the child to the intensive care unit for respiration. They start with CPR and all that. I have a personal experience with that. They just tell you that fluid has gone inside. Like what we mentioned are the common ones, but there are other medical issues that has to do with the medical practitioners that can also lead to it too. So, like we said, cardiac arrest, the heart stop working. There are other things that will lead to the heart stop working. Fainting can lead to it. In fact, abnormal body temperature, regular body temperature can lead to it. Heart attack can lead to it. Head injury can lead to it. Shock can lead to it. Epilepsy can lead to it. Diabetes can lead to it. Just name it. Asphyxia, poison, all these can. the end point, it will get to unconsciousness. The end point will be cardiac arrest, because at the point of unconsciousness, you have two types of unconsciousness. It is either the casualty is unconscious and breathing, or the casualty is unconscious, not breathing. And once there is no breathing, what it means is that there is no circulation. Once there is no circulation, it means that the heart is no longer working. And that is where the heart now gets into cardiac arrest. Where the heart has stopped working. The heart stopped working, there is cardiac what? Arrest. So from the causes of unconsciousness, all of them can lead to cardiac arrest. The end point of it will be cardiac arrest, where the heart stops working. And so there are other issues, but the common one within our society, adults and others, you see, we eat a lot. If you even look at the Western world, you see obese and what have you. It occurs. If you are part of those that goes into, that does poultry, you find out that when you feed an animal too much, your broilers too much, the body system gets bigger than the heart, so there comes it occurs too in humans, obese and all that.
Okay, so I think that when you were talking about the causes, you also literally mentioned how to avoid it, but I'd like you to say in a clearer terms now how we can actually take precautionary measures, avoiding these, because I don't know what to call it. Is it an ailment or a disease, or what can we call it?
It's a medical condition.
A medical condition. So how can it be avoided totally? Can it be avoided totally?
Yes, it can be avoided, but you know that.
Can some not be spiritual?
For us, like we always say, the Red Cross is a non-religious, a non-political, and a non-social organization. Okay. So we do not tie anything to religion or politics or social. For us, everything occurs within the human system, as the human system is made medically. So it falls within the paramedics and the medical.
Okay, line. Preventive measures now.
So when we look at the preventive measures for heart attack, what can be done to manage it? Okay. First and foremost, we say preventive. We try as much as we can to do little of exercise, take little walk. Yes, people will say the heat is too much, the heat wave is everywhere, but try as much as you can to take a little walk. Take a little walk. Not every time you jump into the car, you jump into the keke. Some of us are now known for keke drop, keke drop, keke drop, keke drop. Try to take little walk. Do little exercise, even if it's once a week. Do little exercise. It may not be for 10 hours, just for 5 minutes. Do little exercises, and then even aside that, try as much as you can to eat healthy. Somebody will tell me that, where do you expect us to get money to eat healthy? But it is cheaper to eat healthy.
Is it?
Yes, it is cheaper to eat healthy. It is far cheaper.
Tell us your own.
It is far cheaper to eat
recipe
healthy.
Or the cheap
recipe.
It doesn't
have the meal doesn't have to be heavy.
It must not be heavy.
It's not
You must not have that cow head, the full cow head on the plate. You must not have that 2 kilo of turkey or chicken on the plate. But vegetable, green leaf, pumpkin leaf, water leaf, little bit of
water leaf now. This is 300 naira.
Yes, little bit of crayfish, little bit of. These ones are even far richer than the cow head, the cow tail, the ukwobi.
He's a fan of cow tail. That's why he's laughing.
These ones are far richer. And then in terms of taking fruit, with 200 naira you'll be able to get at least 3 oranges.
Okay, oranges.
Yes.
Because an apple now.
we are not going towards apple. With 200 naira you should be able to get at least 3 oranges. And now this is mango season. This is mango season. We are not saying eat it every day. We are not saying consume them every day. But at least twice a week. If you get oranges, 300 naira this week, give 1 month to the kids at home. You have done something.
Right.
If you get mango, if it is banana, you buy banana 600. Each child take 1 or 2.
Right.
We have done something.
Right.
Let them consume more vegetables, fruit, and then watch out for the type of fruit you consume. Okay. Because these days you use cardboard to cover them, all sorts of chemicals. Try as much as you can to wash out for that. And then these are preventive measures. These are preventive measures. Take walk, observe yourself medically.
Okay.
Observe yourself because you are the best doctor to yourself. You know when something is wrong internally. And then when we say prevention of management of heart attack, for instance, you are driving and then you begin to feel that pain that is known as angina pectoris. Where you feel the sharp pain. Just stop.
Okay.
Stop the car, park, and then relax.
Okay.
Take a deep breath in, and then begin to cough rigidly. Begin to cough as if you want to throw up that thick catarrh from your mouth. You know, there's a way you cough. It will look as if you want to push out that thick catarrh. The blood vessels, they do dilate.
Oh.
They do dilate. So they expand. So when you cough rigidly, the blood vessel will expand, and then there will be easy circulation or flow of blood to the heart.
Okay.
As you continue to cough rigidly hard, the blood vessels will dilate, and then there will be circulation of blood to the heart. For those who drive, once you observe that, you take that.
What about those who are jogging? Because we heard that some people, as you are jogging,
They
or you
have-
are into an activity, sports, a body contact sport, they just slump.
Now, for such kind of persons, when they are still conscious, if they are still conscious, you place the person in what we call a semi-recumbent position.
Okay.
Let's leave the grammar. A semi-recumbent position is that position, you know, our grandfathers those days, when they go to the farm and they return back, there is this chair called the easy chair. It looks like the alphabet Z. They just sit and their legs are up this way, they are relaxed. The jaw is pushed forward, the head is tilted back, the person is breathing fine. That is when the casualty is still breathing. And as you place this casualty, where you tell the person to cough, or you place the person in a semi-recumbent position, or what they call half-sitting position. Once you place, before you place the person, get ready to start CPR, because the heart, the condition may move from heart attack to cardiac arrest.
Oh.
Once it gets to cardiac arrest, that the casualty stops, the heart stops circulating, you give what we call CPR. CPR is called cardiopulmonary resuscitation. You must start CPR immediately. Cardio means the heart. Pulmonary means the lungs. While resuscitation is talking about bringing it back to life. It's a common word that means bring it back to as it was before the normal functional state. Cardio, the heart, means that the heart is no longer circulating blood. The heart is no longer circulating blood. Pulmonary, it means the lungs is no longer having sufficient oxygen to carry the body system.
Okay.
So what you want to do now is to compress the heart 30 times and then inflate oxygen into the casualty 2 times. You do this. As you're doing this, you've already called for help. You've already called for help.
Okay, because of time, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back,
You do
you
a
do a practical of the CPR, because we
Alright.
want to know, we want to learn as well.
And I'm sure Robo will be ready for interview then. She's dressed like our guest this morning. Okay, we'll take a break.
right now, and we're going to delve straight to the CPR practical. Over to you.
Now, like we said before, the CPR is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. And this is done because the heart has stopped working. It's no longer beating. So there is no oxygen within the lungs to carry the normal function of the body. Now, when we say CPR, cardiopulmonary, the R means resuscitation. Bring it back to the state it was before, where the heart and the lungs, where the heart was functioning, where there was oxygen in the lungs. So, for CPR, it is ratio 30:2. It is a combination of two things: external chest compression and artificial respiration. External chest compression and artificial respiration. Artificial respiration is also known as mouth-to-mouth ventilation, or in some cases, keys of life. Before doing CPR, the casualty should be placed on the back, on a hard surface, just like we have now. The casualty should be placed on the back, on the hard surface. And then you go straight to the sternum. You go straight to the sternum. This is the sternum, the breastbone. The bone splitting the chest into two. You go straight to there. You go straight to the sternum. You look at the sternum. You split it by two. And then you bring your finger there. Then you use the heel of your palm. You place it at the middle. You clench it with the other hand. Your shoulders are straight. You compress the casualty 30 times. For an adult, it should be 2 inches deep. You compress 30 times. You go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Then you move straight. Remember, we are having oxygen issues. You open the mouth of the casualty. You take a deep breath in. You close the nose of the casualty. You open your mouth. You use it to seal that of the casualty round to prevent escape of air. And then, why do you close the nose? Because the nose and the mouth, they have a common air passage. So if you inflate oxygen through the mouth without closing the nose, it will escape through the nose. So you take it this way. You continue, you go back. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You go back, you inflate 2 oxygen. As you are doing this compression, you are looking at the casualty, you are observing the casualty for signs of resuscitation. And what are the signs of resuscitation? The casualty may sneeze, the casualty may cough, or the casualty may begin to move the phalanges, the fingers. You may see the fingers moving gradually, both in the upper limbs and on the lower limbs, the hand and the legs. And then the casualty may blink the eyes. When this occurs, it tells you that there are signs of what? Resuscitation. You go back to confirm. And then, for this casualty, once you are doing this, you must have sent somebody to call for help. And there is also what we call the AED, the automated external defibrillator, that is also used. It's also used to examine the body of the casualty and then send electrical impulses, send shock to the casualty. This is an electronic device. Then for infant, when giving a casualty, an infant, CPR, all you need to do is bring the infant this way. The first thing you do is go straight to the nipple line. Look at my hand supporting the casualty. You root straight. Your 2 fingers Your 2 fingers is what you use for infant. You compress 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You compress 30 times, and then you turn the infant backward. You lower the head. You use your hand to form a C. This is to tilt the head backward, and then you tap the back. Sorry, you inflate oxygen. When inflating oxygen for infant, you use your mouth to seal both the mouth and the nose of the casualty. For infant, you do not tap the back, but rather you use your mouth to seal both the nose and the mouth of the casualty. For instance, you take it this way. Why? Because the nose of the infant and the mouth are close, are very close. And then for infant, you do not use the whole of your hand because their body system is fragile. And the kind of air you inflate into the infant is a puff, not the large one that you inflate into an adult. You inflate a puff, you just give. That's what you give. If this person is a child and you want to compress, you are to use the heel of one hand in compressing. But it depends on the size of the child. If the size is big, you use 2 hands, but you compress mildly. You apply common sense in the compression. Or if you are having challenges with your hand, you compress with 2 hands, but rather you use common sense. You compress mildly. So for CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, we say we compress the chest 30 times. You inflate oxygen twice for an adult. For a child, you compress the chest 30 times. You inflate oxygen twice. But the difference between an adult and a child is that you use the heel of one hand in doing the compression. Why? That of an infant, you use 2 fingers in compressing the infant, and then you seal the mouth of the infant and the nose of the infant together with your mouth, and then you give puffs, 2 puffs to the infant. This is CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This is done when the heart can no longer circulate blood. When the heart has packed up, it can no longer circulate, but it is meant to aid the heart towards circulating blood and then bringing oxygen into the system. Remember that the body depends on both blood and oxygenated blood and oxygen to survive. Thus, the heart depends on what? Oxygenated blood. So for the heart, for the system to survive, there must be flow of both oxygen and then blood. The blood becomes what? Oxygenated when there is presence of oxygen in the body system. Thank you very much. So, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.